Okay, at this point now I have now put the water eddies in the back and spines on the fin, and I'd started to fill these in, but I'm going to branch just these first. Now I could wait until I had done all the lines and then branch the whole lot together, but I would prefer to do it in sections. So I'm going to select all, and I'll take it out of TrueView to show you, all the lines down to, I think it's here. Well, it does help, Maggie, if you hold down Shift. Right, hold down Shift button and come down to, where's the next one? Right, I don't want that one, just down to there. Now they're all selected, and you can see the multitude of jumps. So now I'm going to tap on branching, and I have to make a decision. Where do I want it to start and where do I want it to end? Well, I think I'd like it to start and stop here. So there now are all those items branched. And let's go in a bit closer, and I'm going to hide the display, and in a couple of places you can see, do you see these stitches and the gap? Right, that's the cord. Now you may not have come across the term cord, but it's the gap between the trace line and the actual stitch, and because I've got non-variable stitch length and I want all my stitches to be 2.3, that's why that is there. But of course I'm now up to 931% for zoom. If I look at it in 1:1, you can't see that, and if I put it into TrueView, they look nicely curved. Right, it's still highlighted. I can, if I want, now say to this, I want the second layer to be heavier, and make it a back stitch. But now it's taken the length and it's shortened it. See that? Little teeny short stitches there, and that's not what I want. So I go back to the 2.3. Now I'm going to highlight that one. Whoops. What did I just do? I just deleted something. Undo. Schnugglepuss. I hit the wrong button. Shift. Hide selected. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. Let's up the speed a bit. Too fast. It does 2 passes. And because all my lines are touching other lines, I've given it plenty of roots to follow. Okay, I have a feeling I accidentally deleted something. I'm not totally certain. Highlight that one, hold down Shift, highlight that one, unhide all, and bring back the display. No, they all seem to be there. There's where it ended, and that's where it thinks it's going to restart. It's not. I will tell it where it's going to restart. So now I'm going to pick up my digitize open shape, and I'm going to start putting in the tail feathers. Now, because I am using branching, I can and I'm just going to go up as far as there, put it onto true view. It doesn't really matter where I begin because I'm going to branch it. Now, I actually like doing line designs with simulated stitch mode turned on, because it lets me know if I'm hitting another line, and that's important. You have to make certain that all your lines touch other lines. And that allows the program more leeway to find acceptable routes when it's pathing what you've done. Because if you don't give it the routes, it doesn't know where to go, and you could end up, instead of having 2 passes everywhere, having dozens of them, and that's not what you want. See, those 2 touch, this one doesn't. So where is he? Now tell that stop. And reshape. And then bring that stop onto there. And tell that stop. And go and pick up my tool again. Now, I don't want to bore the life out of you all by making you sit and watch me plonk nodes around my design. I'm going to touch that stitch there. So I'm going to do the tail off video, bring you back in when I've completed all the stitching on the tail. Okay, I've put all the stitching in for the tail, and I think before I branch it I will put in the scales. And doing the scales is making certain that I touch the lines I need to go in because I can't see now. Right, there we go. Touch that one, that one, that one, that one, and come back with that one. Touch him. And that one. Let's put that into true view. Did they touch? Yes. I'm going to start this one down on the top of that previous one. I'll make certain that my curve touches . And then continue doing those until I've filled the body in. And then, I think before I do that, I want to identify where these are, because I don't want these branched with the tail and the body. Okay, so let's just touch that. No, 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 I said touch. Stop. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I was going to move them. I'm going to leave them alone. I'll have to identify them when I want to branch the tail and branch the body, because I want these in with the scales. And I also want to show you quickly what happens when you try to make a curlicue and you've got variable run length turned off. So let's come in here. Okay. There you go. Now, if I turned variable run length on for that, I put it into digitizer mode, and I pick up my measuring stick and I go from that stitch to that stitch, 0.8. Almost 0.8. 0.8. It's keeping the lower stitch length as close to 0.8 as it can. But of course, it means I can't have nice big long stitches on a tight curly shape because I'm not giving it the room. Let's go back to, and there you go. It just could not cope with this, with a stitch length of 230. Now, it's not a flaw in the program, it's a safety device, and it's telling you, don't give me such a tightly wound shape. I just cannot deliver that to you if you want all your stitches to be 2.3 long. So let's highlight that now that I've shown you and tell it delete. And let's get back to this carp. Now for quilters, being able to turn that off is absolutely fantastic. Because one of the biggest bugbears was if you used a program which didn't give you a setting for your short stitch length and an upper stitch length, you could end up with stitches which were less than 0.5 of a millimeter, and that's a very short stitch. It's so short your machine needle would probably end up dropping into the same hole every single time, creating a huge problem on your machine. I'm going to finish putting in all the scales down here, and then I will branch the tail, these water eddies, and probably the whole of the scales. And I will start my branch point here and end it probably here. So as the next thing that I do will be this fin, the head, the mouth, and the lower part of the body, and the remaining water eddies. So I'm going to tootle off now because I'm starving with the hunger, and make myself a quick meal, and then come back and do more of this and continue in the next video.